Hi, my name is Danny Sawaya, and I am here to do a video on what we call the leg drop progression. I think this is a really awesome movement to really engage your trunk and stay away from lower back movement. A lot of times people have this big rib flare where you see the ribs actually flare up and they're into their lower back a lot. Into that lower curvature. That's a really unsafe place to be for your spine, and anyone who has this type of posture with the ribs up, they're not doing core work correctly if they're living in this state or if they're doing their core work with their flared rib. So what this is going to help us do, especially when we're talking about runners and people who run, every time they extend their hips in that position, they're also overextending at their spine, which is going to cause a lot of wear and tear on their lower back. So one of the things we like to do is teach this movement where we will learn how to keep the ribs down, keep your spine pretty straight at the bottom, and then we're going to be engaging your trunk and lowering your leg. And while the leg is lowering, you're not allowed to extend at the spine. So it's really going to cause you to stabilize and extend your hip at the same time rather than just extending and moving through your lower back. So I'm going to have Stacy here lie on her back. We're going to place this band underneath the lordotic curvature of her spine of the lower back. She's going to come up a little bit. We're going to place it right there and down on that. Good. So we have that on there. Now the goal for her is to crunch her abs down, almost like she's like kind of just tightening up her stomach if she's going to get punched. Bend both knees for me. Excellent. And we're not drawing our belly button in. We don't believe in strength training. It's sucking and drawing the belly button in. It's a really great way to hurt your lower back under load. So we're learning how to brace and actually pull the rib cage down towards the hips. So I'm going to have Sissy raise her hands up. The first part of this movement, which is like the beginning phases, I'm going to have her keep this like bent with this foot flat. Then we're going to straighten out her opposing leg. She can point her toe if she'd like. And I'm pulling on this, okay? You start to lower your leg, lower, 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 and get it all the way if you can, and up, 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 good, and again, lower. And again, she really has to keep those abs tight while I'm pulling on this. Excellent. The next phase of this, if that becomes easy for Stacy, is I'll have her bring her leg up and still keeping the pressure, and I'm pulling. And she's really forcing to keep her abs tight and putting pressure on my band with her lower back. Good. Then the third and more advanced is to keep both legs straight, engage that quad for me, and lower that leg. Nice and controlled, nice and controlled, nice and controlled, and up. Excellent. Good job. So the most important part of this movement as well is you don't have to progress to the third phase. That is something that might take people months to do. That would be something that we want to just keep at the first phase at reps of 3 to 5. The other thing that you want to focus on with this movement is that if their leg starts to drop down and they start losing their spine, then there are other regressions. Don't have them bring their leg as low and just keeping the abs tight, and have them move the leg, have yourself move your leg where you feel that you can still keep the bracing, and over time work on lowering the leg all the way before you start losing your spine. You will feel a very intense abdominal movement here. You feel really tight in your core. That's a great movement to make sure you're staying out of your lower back when you're extending through your hips.